In your project, a recent resequencing of activities due to unanticipated changes in the project required has resulted in one of your key team members being allocated at 150% of their capacity for the upcoming 15 days. Okay, that's something is happening. So you have done a project reschedule resequencing, and one person or a key team member, one of your key team member is over allocated. Concurrently, your cost performance index CPI stands at zero point 0.9, and your schedule performance index SPI is 1.1. Yeah. As the project manager, what action should you take to address the resource over allocation? So project was doing good as far as schedule is concerned, because schedule performance index is 1.1. That interpretation is needed, else I won't be able to get this question right. But since there was a resequencing is happening, some one of my person or is over allocated, and I have a little limitation in my cost performance index. Cost is not that great. We are little behind in our cost performance. So this is a two information, and I have a over allocation problem which I need to address. Yeah. So let's see what options we have in our hand. Implement resource leveling by adjusting the project schedule to evenly distribute tasks. So that is actually the default solution. Whenever I have a over allocation, when I'm planning, replanning my project schedule, and I need to make sure that I manage the project schedule activities well, and sometimes the resource leveling may result into extension of a critical path. Yeah. So there could be impact on your project duration. But this question is already indicating the duration is not that critical problem. You are already okay with it because your schedule performance index is 1.1. So I can safely choose this option A. Let's see other options. Option B, extend the work hours of the over allocated team member. Yeah, you can do that. But in general, that is not expected to be a good project management. We need to respect people. We need to focus on sustainable pace, and making people work more. We understand it can impact the quality and motivation of individual. And I don't see very clear reason. It is not like a war or a firefighting thing happening which I need to take the over allocation and overtime as an option. So the criticality of the situation is not shown that big to go for option B. Now, you may as a project manager might be doing that thing very frequently, but at least for PMP exam, we want to go for a sustainable approaches rather than putting people to work overtime. Option C, onboard additional resources to redistribute the excessive workload. A possible option. A possible option, we can go for it. And it is a resource leveling only in a way, but it is clearly showing that you are adding more people. So in a way, it is a possibility, but there is an issue related to cost performance index. So if I'm adding additional people specifically, and maybe it will not impact the project schedule, but it's not a good idea because my cost performance index is less than 1. So if I compare option C and option A is saying let's figure it out, and that figuring it out resource leveling may result into little bit extension of a project schedule, little bit challenge in your project schedule duration. There is a possibility, but the question is indicating that might be tolerable. The option C is saying let's put more people because someone is overloaded. Yeah, so that's also a resource leveling, but putting more people also makes me increase my cost. Yeah, so that's something is saying onboard additional resources is a little risky thing. Option D, initiate negotiation with the stakeholders for possible project scope reduction. So in general, in our predictive life cycle thing, we directly don't jump to scope negotiation. And the question is nowhere talking about that scope is a problem and it's a negotiable, all those things. So I need to add a lot of assumption if I need to choose the option D. So close choices, but I believe the option A wins very clearly because it is talking about resource leveling. And fortunately, the question was also giving sufficient hint that project scheduling is not that much critical problem as of now. So tasks, it is again linked to budget and schedule together. So the task 5 of our process domain, plan and manage budget and resources, resource leveling and all coming very alive in this particular question. And the task 6 of project manager in our process domain, which talks about plan and manage project schedule or plan and manage schedule, is also coming very clearly here because you are doing reassessment, replanning, and maintenance of your project schedule. Yeah, it is not something first time activity. Ongoing basis, you need to keep updating your project schedule. Now, topics, yes, it is understanding of schedule performance index and cost performance index. That is coming pretty much very clearly here. And usually, such kind of techniques are associated with predictive scheduling in case of PMP exam.